Hello, this is J.N.S. and happy Friday. I know you guys are excited that it's Friday and it's the weekend. I hope you have a great weekend and a great Friday as well. I want to make sure that everything is playing correctly because we're going to do a weekly tarot reading for March 8th, going into going into the month, the week of, let me just make sure I get this week right. Going into the week of the 11th through the 15th. So that is what these dates are for, the upcoming week. And so we'll get started right away. As per usual, we'll start with doing the reading from the collective sense, from the overall general pattern. So that could include events that I see on a national or even global scale. Then we'll also do what this can mean for you individually, things that we'll see on an individual level coming up for this week. And also after that, we do how do they feel? So if you're in a relationship, we can get a sense of feelings. And so let's begin. And so here we see this upcoming week, I have to say, you may feel a little burnt out. You may feel like you've hit rock bottom in a melodramatic sense. And so it's gonna feel like, okay, this is this feeling of turmoil. Luckily, it's temporary. It's not something that's long lasting, and it's even a space of being very hard on yourself, very melodramatic. And so, what I'm getting here for you on an individual level, if you are feeling this way in any regards, is that you want to have patience and balance. You want to patience and balance that out. If you need forgiveness of self, you want to forgive yourself, or if you have issues with others, that is also a step you may want to take to get rid of that feeling. Unfortunately, some of us may uncover some deception this week. It could be minor, it could be serious, it could be something as like cheating, or something on a bigger level than just cheating. But there is some type of deception that many of you will uncover, and this does relate mostly to relationships. This could be friendships as well, but it's relating to an actual person. And so unfortunately, once that gets uncovered, this sort of deception, hopefully it's very minor for you, but this deception, um it's there. And so how one will deal with that is, obviously you want to be very cunning and keen and observing at this time, and also raising your vibration above the level of those who are deceivers. And so that's another way to combat that, is to raise the vibration so where their energy cannot affect your aura or penetrate what you got going on, because you have a lot of great things going on. For those who's listening, it looks like you are on the verge of new projects, new accomplishments, triumph in some of the activities you've been taking on, some of the things you've been doing. It looks like it's on the up and up, and so unfortunately you have someone in your mix that is a deceiver. Okay. And they're looking to steal some sort of, this could be intellectual property, this could be theft of ideas, theft of something that you're doing. They're looking to see, or they're just spying, you know and so that's also something that I see for on an individual level for those that are listening. Again, it's minor, but at the same time, it's once you uncover it, it's going to make you, is going to really make you feel betrayed, make you it's going to feel, you're going to feel a little heartbroken. Okay. So if you've been dealing with that, even if it's not upcoming, you may have just been getting out of a situation that does relate to what I'm talking about. If you are just, or if you're coming out of a situation that this has just happened, that could also be the case as well. And so what I'm saying is, this is temporary. This is not something that's ongoing. And this was somebody that was in your team, like teamwork, collaboration. Somebody was collaborating. This could even be a partner, business partner, work colleague, something of that nature. This is somebody that you have known. They have deceived you. This is somebody that you had once admired, possibly cared about. Uh, uh, if we want to get into description, possibly olive skin, olive skin to brown skin, depending on where you work with. This is somebody that would be olive skin, and they have that they have brunette to red brunette to red hair. It's not like a blonde hair. It's not somebody with black hair, super, jet. It's not that. And this is somebody that is middle age to, I would say, late 20s to the late 30s, as far as the deceiver. As far as the deceiver, this could be in the workspace or somebody you're doing business with. They're olive skin. Olive skin could be like, okay, what's olive skin? This could be somebody that is of a, this is, because again, when we talk about like the race thing, that's hard to pinpoint because there's all types of races with olive skin. And so it's looking more so like a golden undertone, brown undertone. They're not, they could be, even say this, even if this was like a European, they are on a brown scale. If they are a black person, they are on the fair brown scale. If it's a Puerto Rican, it's still that fair brown scale. Like if it's, so this is the description that I keep seeing of the person, of the deceiver. So it's someone with that tone. Now, how do you deal with that situation? What I'm seeing is that you don't want to over dramatize defeat. If you realize that they are affecting some of your business happenings or projects or something that you got going on, you want to see that you can only go up from here. That's the thing. This is what you want to say to yourself. I can only go up from here. Also, things are turning in your favor. Everything is going in your favor. And that you took calculated risk. You took risk. You threw caution to the wind, and the outcome will go in your favor. Also, don't be hard on yourself or self-critical at this time, and to give it patience and balance. Give yourself patience with yourself, as well as balancing all of your energy within, to not carry any anger and resentment towards the final destination of your journey. And destinations are always ongoing, as well as journeys. But with this, I'm talking about this particular project, whether it's something you're producing, working on, a business, even it could be a small work project that you got going on. Don't carry any negative energy towards that goal in terms of any resentment and anger, because there is some deception in the midst. So that's what I have for the individual level. Okay. There is a need for slowing down as well. So another way you deal with this is to become more disciplined in your approach to people, places, and things, being more disciplined so that you can guard who gets in your life, who comes into your life, so you can avoid deception and being deceived. Also, just know that there are new beginnings coming forward, and don't be afraid to take the road less traveled. Okay? At this time, you want to be free to explore all of your opportunities around you. And that's also going to help the situation. I also see for many of you, some of you going to be doing, sharing some creative ideas. You want to be careful who you share those ideas with, because it's possible that your ideas will get stolen. And you're also going to be taking steps to implement new ideas, these new projects, these new goals that you have. Be careful who you tell those things to, though. Or if you have told people in the past, cover up the techniques and the channels, the apparatuses with which you go to manifest your goals. Cover that up. Don't tell them the intricate details of how you plan to get shit done. If you have already told them, oh, I want to do this, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. If you've already done that, don't confide, don't give out any more details. And if you do want to share new creative ideas, hold off on that for now, because that is there's a potential that someone around you is looking to take and steal those ideas. You're also going to be receiving some positive news, so that's great. If you may have already received this positive news, but you're going to be receiving positive news from some outlet. And so once you uncover this deception that's among you, you're going to feel helpless in rectifying the situation. Don't feel that way. You may be very overly critical of yourself because you feel like you allow others to walk all over you. Once again, um, don't internalize these things. And then you may be feeling like things cannot get any worse. Now, this is the thing. There is a valuable lesson in taking L sometimes. This is what you got to understand. Once you realize, okay, oh, I dealt with a deceiver, I'm dealing with a snake, I'm dealing. There's valuable lessons to learn in those type of situations, or karmic lessons for you to get to, for you to understand what what was that was in you that was so quick to compromise, that was so quick to not see it. It's a chance for self analysis. It's a chance to uh, guard yourself better, to be more disciplined in your approach, like I was saying earlier. And with that comes the understanding that there is nowhere to go but up. Okay, and so that these things there, when once you uncover this deception or this turmoil that you're dealing with, this is something that will be stripped from you, and you're gonna feel like, oh, you desperately needed this, but it's no, there's greater fulfillment that is coming. Okay, and you see this you see the ten of swords with all this back full of swords. That's backstabbing. That's betrayal. Okay, and what happens when you feel in that's this mold, and you may cut yourself off from hearing good advice because you want to feel self-loathing. You want to wallow in defeat or in your depression. But no, you have to get back up. You see him having a Benedict sign in his hand. That's the sign of that's a mudra as well, an ancient mudra from Buddha, but it's also a Benedict sign of faith and protection and courage. You got to get up. You got to stop dwelling on the negative. There's absolutely nowhere to go but up because the worst has already happened. You uncovered the deception. You uncovered the snakes. You uncovered it. So now it's the only way to go is but up. And you see this temperance card. That's Archangel Michael. You want to listen to that guidance. This is where the self-discipline, the approach to the self-discipline, forgiveness of the self, not being critical on the self, bringing balance to the situation, and justice. Okay, so even though temperance don't really deal with justice, but Archangel Michael is that which is like God, a warrior, a fighter, and so that's what we're telling you. You gotta get up and fight. Obviously not physically. I ain't telling nobody to go out there and get themselves arrested or nothing. I'm talking about keep that fight within that internal flame of courage, that internal flame of faith, that eternal flame of believing in yourself at all times, never giving up on yourself. That's what the temperance card is for. Balance, alchemical transformation, turning anger into love, transmuting all inauspicious things that we deal with to the highest good of ourselves. This is what Archangel Michael does. And he does bring justice. And so the Ten of Swords, this is a wake-up call. You're being melodramatic. You pull your face out of the mud, and you're going to rise above all adversity. Okay? Whatever thing you may be going through. And after you go through that period, you'll be feeling at the top of your game again. So many of you may be even getting a raise or promotion, or developing your skill in the workforce that's going to provide an income, and you'll be recognized for work well done after this period. So that's why you want to keep your head up. And we see the Lovers card. Okay, and so you're going to be able to align heart and mind. This could be with yourself, or even obviously with an actual person. This could be with an actual person. Okay, but you want to, this is also something, a card of showing willingness. This is another angel. I want to say this is Archangel Raphael. Let me just the Lovers card angel. I want to make sure that it's Raphael before I tell you guys. Okay, so it is Archangel Raphael. So Raphael is about healing on the physical and emotional level. And so that's another thing that we're going to be looking forward to after going through that Ten of Swords energy, that betrayal, this deception, these snakes that we've had to deal with. Okay. And also this can mean decision making as well. You may have to make a decision. But however, it is a go-to card in terms of whatever path you were trying to proceed down. You are good to go. Whatever you had desired to do, even though if it's a decision that you got to make, it's usually a good decision. If this is pertaining to your relationship, um given the surrounding energy around it, it could mean like somebody is cheating or somebody is doing something deceptive. But it does look like, if it's just relating to your relationship, it looks like you guys can come out of it. You guys can get back on the right track with the forgiveness and with the balance. If this is something that you're dealing with in your relationship. Okay. Now, the heart and mind is important when we see the Lover's card. When we see this is the heart and mind alignment, and you want to also seek win-win solutions. Like if this is something for like the workspace, and say like you're in business or whatever, you want to seek a win-win solution. And this card also, believe it or not, it gives the energy, because it's a Raphael, this healing energy of, so it's something that allows you to let go of the past and move on from things that no longer serve you. Okay, so that could come in the form of another change. And now we see, when you combine that with the Wheel of Fortune, which is the outcome card in this Celtic spread, as you can see, this is about the power of intention. This is about things. It's allowing for events to unfold naturally, but it's usually how I would how I would read this with the Lover's card. This is things that are going to go in your favor, decisions that ultimately benefit you. Because this energy of the Wheel of Fortune, this does happen in terms of it's an element of things being beyond your control. Okay. Because this card, even though a lot of times we see it's like, oh, this could be, it usually associated with a turn of luck and good fortune and whatnot. But depending on the spread, it could mean something negative. The fact that it's I would pair that with the future. um I would give this a general positive spin if it's me. Okay. And the Wheel of Fortune is aligned. This card is aligned with the planetary energy of Uranus. So it's focused on the freedom from the known. So this is embracing the unknown as well. Because it carries we go deeper into karmic things that we need to learn, and as well as transformation. And so you might see some sweeping changes coming, but from what I'm getting is for the better. After you've dealt with this deception, after you dealt with these snakes in your circle, it is going to get better. And also, it's futile to try to control the future, try to judge the situation when it comes to the turning of the wheel, because it's simply um, the wheel of fortune, the wheel of life. It's an ebb and flow of constant change of impermanence. One moment you up, one moment you down. You go back up, you go back down. You don't want to get attached to either one. That's really how you break the subject object connection to the matrix, in terms of always feeling this ebb and flow of emotions based on external events that and circumstances that happen in your life. Oh, your car broke down. Oh, you feel sad. Oh, it's happy, sad, distraught, pain, happy, pleasure. All of these things, believe it or not, it comes from identifying with the Wheel of Fortune, and letting this idea of the Wheel of Fortune, this wheel of uncertainty, this uh, dictate your emotions instead of turning it around, not becoming attached to life circumstances and the thoughts and the not only the thoughts but the actual content, the actual events of life's moments itself. You don't become attached to it, and you can live in bliss consciousness during those moments. It's something we all work forward toward, work towards. But that's also the energy that I'm getting. Don't become attached to people, places, and things. You got deceiving as people around, and then you get all upset and sad and broken and all this stuff. You shouldn't have been attached to them, and you shouldn't have been attached to whatever. Don't identify with it. You hurry up and put it out of mind, and you keep focused on your goals, and don't be attached to those moments of the sadness. Don't identify with it. These are events that happen to the self, but it is not the self. These are the things that happen to you, but it is not you. That's another element of the wheel of fortune. Okay. So when we see that, we know that things are going in our favor, yes, but these are flow of events, and that we have to trust the universe and unfolding, that it's going to bring us that God is going to bring us exactly what we need at the right moment. And so that's this process of surrendering to the higher self, God mind. And by that, it's like trusting that and knowing that, how do I explain this without losing people? This idea of the God mind in terms of permutations of events and possibilities and probabilities that unfold for our highest good. Let me break that down in simple terms. It's pretty much knowing that throughout everything that you do and throughout everything that you go through and that everything that has happened to you, when you surrender to the process of this God mind, or the higher self, it's just trusting in that this higher force has has your back, and whatever you go through, they are going to make sure on a spiritual side that everything works out for your best favor. So say people try to throw roadblocks in your way, the permutations, the super God mind. I look at it as a transducer. I mean, to me, I look at stuff in a very different way. So, but the calculations on which to get you out of bad situations, the calculations to get you out of to make sure that you are okay. Uh, that process is an automatic process, because this God mind, this universe is so intelligent, and your higher self is so intelligent, knows exactly what it wants to do, knows exactly what it needs, and those calculations happen instantaneously. They happen through billions of permutations, infinite permutations for your higher self, and it will always get better in your favor. But you have to know that and embrace that. The moment you don't embrace that is the moment you lose hope and faith, and the moment that things that are going wrong will continue to go wrong. This is what the Wheel of Fortune card teaches us. As soon as we embrace faith and courage, keep believing in ourselves and knowing that our higher self, or God mind, however you want to look at it, it's going to always work out for our best. If God is for us, who could be against us? That's all you gotta say in your head. If God is for me, who can be against me? Then boom, supercomputer, super calculation permutations of this infinite source goes right into mode to calculate all events in your favor. Now people are going to try to throw rocks and wedges, monitoring spirits, all types of bullshit at you, but no, all in all, you're going to arise miraculously every time, because for one, you're walking in a vibration of love. You're walking in a vibration that is conducive to your higher self. You're not going against yourself, and you're believing in yourself. And you work. And guess what? You're focused on the business that pays you. You're focused on yourself. That's the secret. Focus on your motherfucking self at all times. Now, granted, yeah, you get distracted a little bit. You look at some gossip, whatever you're gonna do throughout the week, or whatever you get engaged with. But this is what the Wheel of Fortune card is teaching us with the Temperance, with Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. Okay, this is what the energy is telling you. After this deception, after dealing with a snake, after feeling at your lowest, after feeling, these are the things that you need to know so that you had those triumph moments. Okay. And so that Wheel of Fortune card is the outcome card. And so it's very important. That's why I spent more time on it than usual talking about these things, with the Wheel of Fortune, because you don't want to, you can go with this type of energy, as far as that 10 of Swords and that 7 of Swords. That can knock you on your ass for a bit if you let it. If you let it. And that's why Well Fortune card is telling what you're gonna do. We done gave you, we got Archangel Michael in the mix, we got Archangel Raphael. You got the power and the fire to move forward. The Fool card, you can start with new beginnings, back to zero. That's infinity. Zero infinity is one in God's eyes. You're gonna have your triumph moments. You're gonna get you can turn this all around. But what you gonna do? It's been given, it's right there in front of you. And it looks like for the most part, everybody's going to take advantage of that energy and do what's best in their highest interest, because I don't see like no Four of Cups or nothing. Like Four of Cups would have been like you being ungrateful. You're not seeing a divine intervention when it's in front of you. Like I'm not seeing that element. It does look like you are going to uh, do the, accomplish what you need to do. That you're going to take that advice that I'm giving you. Okay. And so we're going to look at the Six of Wands a little bit. And again, Six of Wands appears after a period of conflict and misunderstanding. So it appears after the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Sword moment, the betrayal moment, the deception moment. So you're going to have this sense of winning. It is a win-win. Remember, we talked about the Lover's card offering win-win solutions as well. Six of Wands is also win-win for all involved. Okay. And so this is associated with the sixth house. And it's also associated with your self-esteem and setting goals and accomplishing them to increase your confidence. So you're going to be good. If you maybe even be in sales and social media, you're going to be good. If you're in sales, everything's going to be on the up and up as well. And so even though you had some extended periods of uncertainty, what this card is saying, with Six of Wands, saying try something new and don't undermine your self-esteem. This is a victory card. This is the winning. This is the card where you are going to be feeling the natural evolution of change. It's an excellent card to show up near the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. So you're going to feel a sense of accomplishment. Or you may have somebody in your mix this week or just recently that's literally telling you, I told you so. I told you so. I told you about that deceiving person. I told you. You might go through that a little bit too, but overall, this is looking positive. Now, let me see if I can get some events from here. Sometimes I have to channel to see if because this was more for personal, so this is more individual. Now we're going to look to see if there's any events that I'm picking up. If I don't pick up any events, I'm just not going to be baking up stuff. But if I genuinely sense an event from this transducer Akashic record, let me see if I can pick up any events. What I'm getting is, it looks like there's going to be something major with a tech company, something with a tech company that relates to sell. This is something that is going to affect, something's going to happen with a big tech company that I don't want to, because it's like a bull run. I'm getting bull run on some type of a company that can affect the entire market, financial markets, and for the better. It's going to start out slow, but then it's something where it's like boom, and it is going to affect the entire markets. There could also be something with military this week. Some news come out about the military doing some sherm shit. This could be the Pentagon. This could be this could be something with military getting caught in a scandal. I'm feeling that something with one of these defense departments, something with that. Yeah, getting caught up in a big time scandal that's going to be publicly known. That could happen this week or next week. I get that sometime. It's going to happen in the month of March, though, from what I'm getting. And yep, I get that. I keep getting that tech company. Something it's like it's either a social media, could be social media company, but this also could be relating to like sales, something like a CMS company, CMS, CRM rather, not CMS, CRM I'm getting CRM, yeah, something with customer relationship management. Yeah, one of them companies. And I'll look and see if I can find it. Throughout the week, is a lot of my predictions will be coming true because I just be going off the dome, but um, a lot of that stuff be coming true because it's me channeling and tapping in. But yeah, so I see that those events is what I would say. Trying to make sure if I feel this pull of anything else. Nope. If I did, I would say it. Yeah, I got a feeling that military gonna come out with something crazy where people, like horrific, something horrific, and then on a up and up, I see something with possibly a bull run. Good is one of the companies that do so good in the market where it influences the entire economy, stock market at least. It influences the entire financial market. I see the possibility of that. Now, again, that's temporary, and that could be smoke and mirrors. It's something of that nature, though, where it does it rises. It comes out of nowhere, like. And so we'll see. I'll be looking to see if there's any tech company. I mean, I obviously no Nvidia, but it's on its. I won't say it's Nvidia because they are kind of it's going to be a lot of people selling at uh at that $1,000 point. And so I don't think it's going to be that. It's something that has to do with sales and media, and so I'll be looking forward to seeing that, seeing what that's about. Let me look here. Trying to see if I get anything with more events. I want to look at this Three of Pentacles and study this Three of Pentacles. No, I'm not really getting anything from there in a big sense. Okay, so let's move into how are they feeling. Remember, the how are they feeling is if for those that are in a relationship, if they're just if they want to know things again, in terms of like, okay, well, how could you personalize this? And obviously you could actually get a personal reading from me, in which you would specifically only get you and your spouse's energy. This is for the collective sense, in a sense is where once you, like explained in last week's tarot reading, once you express desire to be hooked up to this transducer reading, because if you're wondering like where do you deal with spirit guides, you deal with angels, blah, blah, blah. That's not how I go through my process. It's a very quantum mechanic experience for me. As far as the way I expressed that to you in one of my videos where I was showing how it feels more like going into a database of a computer server or an Akashic records. That would be akin to that. You have these servers in a server room, and you pull out. You're literally able to pull out petabytes of information based on someone's subconscious, the collective unconscious of humanity, or the collective unconscious of the universe. And you're able to look at the data, bits of information, tune into the energy, and push it back, clear the portal. If not even the portal is not even the right word, but clear the energy would probably be a better way to say it. And so that's how my process is. If I need guidance from an angel or God, I never really say like, oh, angels, but for me it's like this is a connection between Akashic records and God. That's as simple as it gets. And so once you come and you watch the video or whatever, and you say, well, how are they feeling? The permutations of the message being resonating with you, it can't happen. It can happen, or it may not. The best way to get but the feelings aspect of it, if you really wanted something very, very, very personalized, the best way would be obviously to get a personal reading on such a situation, or that's just a mundane reading, to be honest. Like how is the spouse feeling and all this stuff. I mean, I enjoy those type of readings, don't get me wrong, but I'm just giving you a synopsis of how it works for those that's wondering, like, well, how does a feeling reading work? But so if you're in a relationship, let's tap into that. I don't, I'm very long winded, so let's go straight into that. And so, unfortunately, just like we were saying with the individual level, spouse could have been caught doing something shady, nonetheless. On a bigger level, it could be you caught them cheating, but I got a feeling that it's something mundane. Uh, but nonetheless, you're at your wits' end. Nonetheless, they made they made you feel insecure about the relationship, and luckily, that feeling is temporary. And so, how are they feeling? Uh, they could either be the one being deceptive, or you could be, or they could be projected onto you. Okay, but this week there's this energy of someone not keeping it completely real. Somebody is hiding something, or somebody did something that was disrespectful, and you got to check them. So you may feel like you got to check your spouse this week on something, get an understanding and establishing some boundaries. But also forgiveness and balance and moderation is at play as well. Making sure you're not critical of one another. Also judgment. Um, they maybe feel like you've been a little judgmental, or vice versa. And if that's the case, judgment, feelings of judgment leads to feeling judged. Okay, so it's a feedback loop. So if you're being critical of one another and judging, all this judgment, you want to balance that out. You want to work on that. That is not the best approach. And that's what I'm feeling. If anybody's in a relationship, that's the energy that I'm getting. Teamwork and collaboration is key. Okay. um, in the partnership. Also, being able to align the heart and mind, so they do feel like that you're a good lover. That there's somebody that you can connect with the heart and mind on a soul level. However, uh, something may happen. Misunderstanding. I'm hoping that it's minor. I'm hoping that it's not no damn cheating, because it could be. I ain't gonna hold you. It could literally be you catch people cheating. But hopefully it's not that case. Hopefully it is something that's, and also this could be also something as simple as, to be honest, um, wanting some alone time, and it makes you feel melodramatic and pissed off because you can't be clingy and all this nonsense. That can also be. It could be literally. I'm getting that as well. That could be something very mundane. And when you talk about feelings, um, they want to do something alone. They want to be a lone wolf, have some space, and it makes you feel it, you take it so personal, and you take it so be so obnoxious about it. Like, or you can reverse this. It can be the reverse, where now they feel, oh, they don't want me. Oh, my whole world done shut down. And it's very simple as them just wanting some damn alone time, and you've been melodramatic, and that's temporary feeling. Hopefully, it's just something simple like that. If it's a deeper thing, they ask could be cheating. If they're not cheating, they could be doing something deceptive that you uncover. You catch them in a lie. Hopefully, it's a white lie, but it is something. It's something. But what I do get is that it's something that you guys can get past. Another thing that they feel is they feel like you look good on their arm. You guys do good for each other, um, and that you are able to overcome any difficulties. You're able to overcome those difficulties this week or within the next 2 weeks, and so that is great. And that, again, we talked about the Wheel of Fortune earlier. Things will go in your favor. So the feelings that this feeling of possible betrayal or deception or misunderstanding, it's temporary, very much so. And so that's what we have for today for the reading. I want to give you my links. If you guys do want personal reading, about anything specific. It could be even, more pertaining to serious reading relating to like your natal chart, career, advice, that type of thing, uh, on a spiritual level. Or if you want more mundane readings relating to everyday uh, life situations, we can do that as well. And so I want to put the link here where you can call me. This is for live reading. We can also do a live chat. I'll put the links for the live chat in here. You can catch me there. If you want pre-booked, if you want like a pre-recorded reading where you want me, if you want to send your questions in, send whatever uh, information you want, ask your questions in advance because you don't have time to do a live reading with me, but you want it pre-recorded, you want me to send you the digital file in the spread, I'll do that as well. You can book on Etsy, or you can book on my website. On the website, you can do a 15-minute, you could do 30-minute, you can do an hour, you can get a whole membership, weekly membership for the whole year, however you want to do it. There's options for those who want to get spiritual reading. You can ask pretty much anything. Um, there's another technique than remote viewing. Like I don't necessarily remote view, but like it's another technique where I can look into like this these servers of the how do I say this without sounding but it's like I can look into the servers of the collective unconscious of on a very minute level. I'll just say that on a very minute level, and able to actually sparse through thoughts and actual things that people say. Like it's very fascinating because like even some of my clients would say, that's exactly what they said. That's how they say it. That's what they say. That's the exact phrase. And I'm like, how am I doing that? When I think about the process, it doesn't feel like I'm going in or trying to invade any third party space. I'm very responsible in that sense. Sometimes I think I do get caught up in the moment. I won't be totally dishonest, but I'm very respectful of people's space and their autonomy and their agency. But it's really cool nonetheless. But it's not remote viewing. It's not that like I'm not astro traveling and spying on people or looking at people, in their private, intimate moments. I certainly don't do that. I know that remote viewing is in my bloodline, though. I know if I wanted to tap in and do that, I possibly could. It's not of interest to me at this moment. As far as looking at what other people are doing, that's not quite interesting to me. Um, I rather go looking at with the galaxy and stuff like that, and go look at other dimensions. But it's something, and I'm trying to understand it because I want to know it works because it's deeper than just a tarot reading or just looking at some pictograms of a cars and or just looking up at the Akashic record. Like this is like we're getting like actual phrases that people say, like actual words, and able to like read the thoughts. Like it's really I don't know. It's really fascinating. I know people may say, "Oh, that's the dark arts." I don't do dark arts. I don't. It's nothing of that nature. Keep it very pure over here. Very very God body over here. Okay. Um, and so I work out of a place of love and light and enlightenment, rather, um, with my clients as well as with anybody that they're inquiring about any of their situation. A lot of people come to me about their families and whatnot, and so I'm not here to harm anybody when it comes to giving these readings. It's very fascinating. It's I've been doing it since 2017. It's nothing new. I just wasn't public with it. And I did stop for a while because I got distracted with the grad school and doing all those type of things, writing books. Matter of fact, here's the links to all my books. I write books on like various topics, self-help, history, spiritual, cultural, sociological, academic. It's a lot of books. And so you guys can check out some of my books there if you don't want to get a reading. But those are the links in the chat for that. If you guys, I want to start doing like what is it, the pull a card thing, once I get the following more people. But I wouldn't mind, pulling, doing like a one card read for people live, for those that do tune in. I think that would be eventually something that I would look forward to doing. I used to do that on Aranum. On Aranum, used to that was like in 2018. That's 6 years ago. Wow. And I used to, like, the people would come and, oh, can I have a card? And can we have a reading? Can I, just to test things out to see if uh, I can connect to their energy. Not everybody I can connect to. And I will tell you beforehand, I will not take your money. And if you feel like I'm not connecting to you and like, oh, no, that's not resonating. Okay. I ain't going to do that, because it doesn't, I think that there's a lot of misconceptions around tarot. I really do. I really think there's a lot of misconceptions around spiritual readings. The whole concept of the Celtic spread, past, present, future spread, all these spreads, when we talk about like the outcome card in relation to like future. I think there's some huge misconceptions on that. And I don't know why the spiritual advisors themselves are speaking out on it. Maybe because they feel like it's going to mess with the bag or something. But it's something I really want to elucidate on in terms of explaining to the public about permutations of probabilities of the universe. When we talk about events and the likelihood of an event occurring based on the snapshot of consciousness at that time. It is a snapshot of consciousness, and so that means that that permutation could change. And that you can change. You can actually have the power to wield in a new outcome. And so, but the likelihood, if things are to stay the same exactly as they are, they would most likely unfold, or you'll see details uh, unfold, and then the final thing change. That happens a lot too. Like, oh, that you said this was going to happen. This exactly is. These things occurred in this exact way. I get some clients where the whole details will be exactly how I said it will come out, and then they'll be like, well, how come this outcome change? The outcome changed because you went in, you wanted to come get a reading from me, you wanted to know certain information, you got the information, and you immediately, on a subjective sense, altered your behavior based on what I said. And so of course you were gonna work on changing that outcome, or try to force a situation and resist it. You repelled it because you tried to force something. And so I always say, go with the flow, um, don't put too much stock, and that's why I think it's more important for clients to get readings based on how they can transform their self and transform, and again, it's ideal. It's not a requirement. I'm just saying, like, the type of readings where you see like someone trying to understand more things about their natal chart, or trying to go deeper into understanding their gematria, their makeup, directions that they need to go into in terms of guidance around career, around family, around spouse, around those type of things. When it comes to, like, I get some clients that just like, oh, I'm dating this person and I'm dating three people, and which one I'm gonna marry, that kind of thing. It's like, huh, what? And there's no judgment, but it just, sometimes I think, like, should spiritual advisors that do this type of work, should we be pushing the envelope of helping of guiding the clients towards uh their self, in terms of making sure that they empower themselves? I think that's always important. I think that's important. And I think that what I'm running into is into the conundrum of the fine line between dealing with people who want you to tell them what they want to hear. Like, you have that out there. Like, they get upset if you don't tell them what they want to hear. And so then it's like, well, there's a clause, and there's a clause with this, very much so. I put the clause up there. The clause is out there publicly, and that's all I'll say. But in the event that you have, you have clients that want the absolute truth and honest truth, then then you feel like you're manifesting a certain situation in their space, where just by saying it and speaking it through Heka, it forms because you put it out there, and then the events unfold based on that Heka, because they already tapped in subconsciously into that resonance because you put it out there. And so there's a great conundrum with that for those of us that understand quantum mechanics and how all this stuff works, and how the universe is mental, and it's thought consciousness that programs the algorithm of events. And so, it makes I'm fine for where it's at right now with the tarot space and the spiritual advisement space, because this was going on for a long time. I've been dealing with this since 2017. You know, um, and then I think a lot of the spiritual advisors, they'll never tell you this, but we have our own private forums and whatnot. But I think it leads to a lot of judgment. I've broken that, and I'm not saying that everybody is doing it, because that's not the case. But what I'm realizing is leading to frustration with the advisors, because a lot of your spiritual advisors, believe it or not, they are into more of the uh, esoteric. They're much more deeper, much more deeper than, and we know things more so than what we'll ever give off. And so, a lot of times we want to empower the client, and empowerment is not necessarily on the client's mind, is what I'm realizing. It's like, well, no, no, no. Just tell me it's so and so sleeping with it, so and so. And it's like, oh, okay. We're dealing with that type of thing, and we're like, oh, okay. Well, how do we deal with that conundrum? Because at the same time, if that's you don't want to have a spirit of judgment for where people are at. Okay, yeah, and what people want and what people want to do. I don't think it's right for us to necessarily judge those type of situations either. And if they don't go to you, they're going to go someone else that doesn't give a damn. And so, um, and that's why I do think that the clauses around spiritual tarot readings is fair, whether you're with a company or whether you're doing it by yourself. Um, However, it's just something it's something I've been thinking about. It's something I've been thinking about, and I'd love to treat every client with respect and with gloves, with tender care, unless they going off on me or something, and you just get blocked. You just go on your merry way. But it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting, and I do suspect in some years, because I already know we're talking about it behind the scenes, like, well, what's up with this? Why are we getting these questions? Or why are we getting, like, this is the stuff that spiritual advisors are speaking about in private forums. Like, why are we getting this? Why are they doing, and so I'm like, it hasn't hit the public sphere, but I suspect it will. I suspect it will. If you notice, a lot of the tarot readers, they stopped doing a lot of readings on a lot of the good spiritualists. How do I won't say good spiritualists, but a lot of the spiritualists who decided to like grow in another direction in terms of more maturity. If you notice, a lot of them stopped doing the celebrity tarot readings. I don't know if you guys remember that. And there's nothing wrong with doing celebrity tarot readings. I enjoy them. I look at them for entertainment purposes. I think they're fascinating. A lot of this shit be true. A lot of people really be tapped in. So there is no judgment. Do not think that I'm judging anybody, any spiritual advisor that is doing celebrity tarot readings. I think they're fascinating. I personally have no qualms about it myself. I may do one or two. Okay. I have no judgment of that. But I just started noticing, I want to say around 2018, 2019, like a lot of I remember like spirituals was like, stop asking me to do celebrity tarot readings. Stop asking me to look into people. Because a lot of the public were like, we want to know about Kanye. We want to know about so-and-so. We want to know about Beyonce. We want to, I remember that moment. Like I remember, and I remember some of them coming out, very popular ones, very, very, very popular ones. They were like, I'm not doing that no more. It's wasting my distraction. I ain't got time to be looking at other people's business. It's gossipy. I don't want to use my gift that way. And people had, conundrum with that. And their following had dropped or their views had dropped because they decided to stop doing it. And then so it's like, again, the conundrum. Do we give the people what they want? This is where the people are at. Or do we mold the people into ascending of it? It's a conundrum. It really is, and then also how much of it is our own hangups of elitism, how much of it is it how much of the issue are we making it as spiritual advisors? Are we making it an issue? Is it really, you know uh a big deal in the grand scheme of the universe? We got the clauses out there, so I think about those things. I think about those things. I know that was like a tangent. If you're just now coming in, I did give the weekly reading already. Right now I'm just talking I'm talking my shit. But I'm just reflecting, and so with me, I've made my peace with where everyone is at, where I'm at, where the people are at, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with whatever whatever is on your mind. Get it out, because if you ain't gonna come to me and get it out, you're gonna go to someone else and get it out. So you might say, to me, to me, I flow like water. So if you come to me, whatever's on your damn mind, I'll work with you. I don't have no judgments about any specific questions or whatnot like that. Like a lot of people, they come and they know they be doing some sharp shit. Ain't no judgment over here. Because I wouldn't want nobody judging me for the shit I do. So, and I don't do much, I don't have nothing much going on in my life. I had a one client. She was like, we could turn these readings into a movie. It's like a movie I'm playing. Like some of the things that some of the dramas they be having. I'm like, how are you in your early 20s with this much stuff going on? It's like a whole movie, whole reality TV, love and hip hop or some shit. It's so fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. But nonetheless, I bless and send very, very, very uplifting and healing energy to all of my clients. Seriously, I want the best outcome for everyone, and even the POIs and the people you're inquiring about. I send the same healing energy to them as well, even if you don't like them, because that's not how I roll. I'm a person of love, and so when you're doing this type of work, you have to have a high vibration, or else you can get swooped into other people's energy. That's another thing. All this, I'm scared of tapping other people's energy. Oh, tarot, you're gonna feel drained. You're gonna feel drained. No, no, you don't have to fucking feel drained. Who is telling people that? And back in the day, I used to. This is mine. If you whatever you think is gonna manifest. So it's like you don't have to. Sometimes, yeah, somebody got some crazy energy, whatever. I mean, don't identify with their stuff. And it don't have to permeate. It don't have to permeate your subconscious mind. I don't have to permeate my prime conscious mind. No, this is your life. You came to me for some advice. You came to me for some insight. I gave you your insight and your advice, um, and I'm hoping that I'm wishing the best outcome for you. I'm sending you love energy. Boom. That's the end of it. Unless you come to me out of pocket, I don't see why I got to be caught up in your web and entangled in your stuff. I'm trying to get you to untangle your shit so that you can get the best outcome for yourself and have the best experience in life, to connect with your higher self, to put you back in, bring you back to yourself, empower yourself, believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, encouraging yourself. That's what it's about. So no, I don't be feeling drained at all. There's sometimes, yeah, because I have been reading a lot more, but that's like if you worked at any job. That's like, honestly, people work 10 hours on their damn feet, 10 hours sitting at a call center or something. Your ass is going to feel drained. It's the same amount of drain as if you ask me. What's the difference? If you gotta talk to people in a call center, or at work, or at the bank teller, or what do people do? IT, you still got to deal with some nonsense. So what's the difference? What's the difference between that and the tear? Oh, because you're tapping into someone's energy. You're tapping into someone's energy when you gotta fix somebody's taxes or deal with their home insurance. But it's the same thing. It literally is. It's still tapping in to another thought consciousness, another quantum realm of someone else's mental universe. That's all it is. It's the same thing with tarot. It may be a little more exaggerated. Like if people, they say, "Oh, I'm working." They do the medium stuff, and they got to work with someone's ancestors, or, "Oh, I'm working with jinns or no, I don't do all that shit. I can't relate to that because to me it's just a very simple. Let me open up the server database computer of the Akashic Record Transducer Universe. Tap and see what's going on. Blah 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 blah. Okay, close the file back, lock it. Boom, boom. That's how it is for me. And so some days, I would say that would come with anything. You talk on the phone with someone for an hour or two, and they just telling you about some damn problems. Even if it was somebody that you didn't, say it's your friend that call you, telling you about their man problems, whatever, you still gonna feel like it's the same. To me, that's how I look at it. And I think that's how other spiritual advisors should look at it. Like, because we put this whole thing out there years ago, and even I used to feel it like in 2016, 2017. And I'm like, a lot of that was just our own judgment, our own little blockages, mind blockages, our own little hangups. Oh, they gonna drain me of my energy. They gonna drain. They pay, and long as they pay, and I don't see what's the problem. How are you feeling drained? You would feel drained if you was doing something you didn't love, right? It's a blessing to do something that we love. And it's like you would feel drained if you had to go go work at Kroger's or some shit, or what, Piggly Wigglies for 8 hours a day. They feel drained too. Everybody feel drained. You got to pick our energy. We got to constantly replenish our electrons constantly in our photons. This is what we made up out of, light energy. You got to constantly replenish our light body. How do we do that? Through the love energy, through believing in ourselves, and through keeping positive mindset. If not positive mindset, a bliss mindset. Because honestly, sometimes positive shit is not always realistic at times. But just that not being attached is how I look at it. Stoicism, not being attached to people's shit. And it does get hard. It's not always easy. I've been going through my little phase where I've been the last 2 weeks of feeling a bit of resentment and anger towards people that had deceived me in the situation I had went through. And I tell myself I'm responsible for my healing. I cannot, that is not going to get me nowhere. I'm very much conscious of that feeling that I feel. I'm very much, like the last couple of videos that I put up, I'm calling people bitch ass and all this stuff. I'm very much aware of I'm very mindful of that. It's very intentional. Some people may judge me, oh, you're not a spiritual teacher because you're up here cussing and angry and all this stuff. Oh, it's very intentional. I'm very much aware of the state of consciousness that I'm in, that I know that I had descended in terms of the consciousness of feeling angry, feeling resentment. It's temporary. I know I'm very much aware that it's also temporary, because I'm like, okay, these emotions have a frequency attached to them. And so I have to get back up to willingness, acceptance, courage. And I'm telling you, those moments are they're very vague moments, like an hour. I realize, okay, maybe a couple hours, and I realize, okay, this ain't serving me. Let me get back up to willingness and acceptance, love and peace. Then vibrate at love and keep it moving. I ain't about to sit up there and be sitting seething in anger. Hell no. Unless there's righteous anger. If righteous indignation, that leads to justice. Now, if I'm seeking out justice, I'm on your ass. But just sitting around angry and resentful, nah. I can't do that for too long. Do it a couple hours and realize it. Get it out and move on. And that's the thing, like when it's a spirit, I was looking at, people judging like the spiritual teachers and gurus or whoever, master teacher, whatever you want to say. And I'm like, they got this image in their head of what this is about. And it's really disturbing, because I'm like, who, like, it's like, oh, well, he did this, so he's not like Buddha. Or they were in their ego. They were talking about, they were upset. They got mad, and see, they're not spiritual. They because Buddhist people don't ever get mad. The Buddha never got mad, or Jesus would never. Like, I'm just like, why are people doing that? Like, and they're using that as a litmus test to label someone whether or not they are spiritual or not, or credible teacher or not. Like, I could see if they scamming people, unethical, taking people's money, not delivering on what the service is, not being contradictory in what they teach, and being not, there are certain ways that you can really tell that, whether somebody is about what they say they about, and whether they should be teaching or not, or whether they should be, I get that. I totally get that nobody's above reproach, and people should be testing the spirit. But a lot of y'all ideas are just as janky as some of the people y'all out here trying to judge and hold up to some damn weird ass standard, some standard that is not. I mean, I'm telling you, if you really knew, I wish you could channel and see some of these past lives of some of these revolutionaries and some of these ascended masters. Oh, we were very ratchet. I was a ascended master in a past life. I don't hide that. We've always done, especially if you go to a certain dimensions, Atlantean dimension. You know, I ain't gonna get into all of that because I'm about to get on a tangent. But I'm like, do y'all not? Like, why do y'all have this idea that people are supposed to be like some saint? No, it don't work that way. People ebb and flow. If you got physical flesh, even if you operating at 1,000 hertz constantly, or the vibration of love at 600 hertz, if you have physical flesh on this dimension, you're going to be inundated with content outside of the self that will affect you. Now, you can take a blissful state of consciousness to that and not be affected by any of it. That's what the Nakhti philosophy teaches. However, in the event that you are, that's the teaching of the Buddha with mindfulness. Mindfulness, being very self-aware of the states of consciousness that you are in, whether you are in a state that is conducive to your higher self, or if it slips, if you get distracted. I be knowing when I be distracted. I know when I go on damn Zeus Network and look at something. I'm it's very intentional. Everything I do is very intentional. I'm looking at, I said, okay, I shouldn't be looking. It's all bread and circus. This world is a stage. It's an illusory dream. You want to program this algorithm the way you want to program it, and we all are at different states of doing that. I'm at a different state of doing that. I'm just now learning how to do how to program this damn algorithm, and it's not as easy because you got conflicting algorithms. You got a whole government. What does government means? Mind control. Govern your mind. Govern your mental state. So they don't like having they come after spiritualists. You guys notice they come after spiritual teachers, spiritual advisors, clairvoyants, scholars, right? Anybody that think too much, anybody that damn think too much. You don't even have to. Even if you're in military, you think too damn much, and they didn't program you good enough in the military. And I know a lot of military people. They didn't program your ass good enough. You thinking too much. You know too much. They come after you, and they do subtle. It's very subtle. And so, but believe it or not, spiritualists, especially very powerful spiritual women, Black American women, um, you know, we're programming and trying to do our own manifestations and work on ourselves. And then there are apparatuses in place that seek to dismantle our algorithms, because it's conflicting with their system. And you trying to build building your own system or parallel infrastructure or ID or IPU, your own ideal parallel universe, and it's disrupting the entities that are enslaved to this current system, the current system of what's in place. This bread and circus, distract, low level vibration, that type of thing. 3D versus 5D split, 5D versus 7D split, 7D versus 3D split, 20D. I'm telling you, the people that run this, I'm gonna get into it. I ain't ready for that. But nonetheless, I would say I would encourage everybody. Let's just keep our vibrations high at this time. It's possible, and if the best way to do that is just awareness of every emotion in your body, as well as when I would say, when it comes to the thoughts, people say, oh, they have monkey mind. It gets so much thoughts, all these thoughts. Don't judge them thoughts. Be throw like water when it comes to them thoughts. Observe them thoughts and don't identify with them. They come in your head and you look at it as an observer. You're not judging it. And you're kind of like, is it, but also be aware. Is this your thought or is it not your thought? Is this your emotion or is it not your emotion? Guard yourself against psychotronics. They use psychotronics is big, okay? More than now than ever, because too many people are waking up and they're thinking too much for themselves. And so they're using a lot of psychotronics in the form of DEW. There's psychotronic DEWs. It's called SV2K. It's called a voice technology. So it's a lot of that going on. And so that's why you also want to be not identified with none of this. That's what the Nakhti philosophy is, a very modern doctrine. It's not telling you what to believe or what to think. It's teaching you how to believe. It's not teaching you how to think, rather. teach you how to think and teach you how to become unattached to these thoughts, because the ongoing war of certain DEWs and the ongoing sonar wave technology, all types of things that they have been using. That book was created specifically for to teach humans how to program their own mind, how to create their own IPUs, to program their own mind. Not to tell you what to program it with. That's up to you. Whatever you want to program your mind with, that's on you. You have to make that choice. But it gives you those techniques of how to dissect chambers of the mind, organization of the mind. And I'm very good at doing this. I'm studied a lot because of that, because I've been put through the very grueling processes. I talked about it in multiple videos. I'm not going to get into that. And so I've had to always work on safeguarding of the mind, safeguarding of the chambers, safeguarding and reorganization of the mind in logical, coherent manners, precisely because they do these things like MK Ultra rituals, V2, skull to voice technology, all types of horrific things that go on. And so a lot of us have been born into that or not, or you unfortunately become a victim of it in older age. But more and more humans are going to be dealing with it. This is a prophecy. More and more humans are going to be dealing with this. And they're coming forward. They're going to be coming forward about it. You're going to see just random breaks and, like, what the hell? Like the Ryan Garcia situation. We'll talk about that. And so eventually, I'm way too early in my time, but eventually people will see, like, okay, the Nakhti philosophy. This is what I'll say. Once the exposure of everything that I've been talking about, because right now everything that I'm talking about is kind of still underground. When I talk about like how heavy like psychotronics is and how it's militarized against innocent citizens on a global scale. Once these programs get exposed, Nakhti philosophy will make sense. And once you realize that it's actually millions of people that are affected by it, and they themselves will realize it, that's when, like, say 50, 100 years from now, people will go back and be like, okay, this person released Nakhti philosophy in 2020, and this program got exposed. And the book is titled Philosophy for the Coming Civilization of Realizing, of Breaking the Matrix. These are millions of people who are going to awaken. And they are, once this awakening process comes, the Dharma urge is going to try to use like these psychotronics and stuff against them. It's already happening. It's just that it's subtle forms of MK Ultra. Once all this stuff comes to the public, again, it's too early. It's already starting to come to the public, but we're talking about give it a good 10 years. You're going to start to see millions and millions. It's going to be something that is not a conspiracy. It's not going to be underground, and it's going to be exposed. And that's when people are going to be wanting to know how to create their own IPUs. How do they take control over their mind processing, their thoughts? How do they? And it's not so much just simple as just manifestation. We're talking about at a very connecting to the higher self at a high level, where you have this awareness of how to push your will through instantaneously, as well as at a pace that is comfortable for you. How do you consciously choose a state of awareness? That's what it teaches. That's what Nakhti philosophy teaches. How to choose a conscious state of awareness. It may not, what that level looks like is subjective onto what you feel comfortable with, where you think you can get at, what you think you can handle. And there's various techniques to do that in the philosophy. So it's too early now, but it will make sense. It makes sense for me. I know what I was going through, and I know what I needed to go through, and I know what was being done to me. And so it's obviously it's channeled through God to give me that information to give to the public. It's freely available. I'm not charging anything for it, so you can't try to say, "Oh, you're just trying to make some money off of it. You trying to be a scammer, just like the rest of the spiritual teachers." It's out for free if that's the case. Can't say that about me. I've poured my heart and soul out for humanity, only to be trampled and stumbled on, and blacklisted, and gang stalked, and targeted and whatnot by my government, and by people in my own community, black gatekeepers in my own community. And so yes, it's very frustrating. But uh, I know who I am, and I know where I definitely, um, I know how this all plays out for sure. I know how it all plays out, and so I'm content with that. I'm content. Yeah, but that stuff is out. Get it while it's hot, because it shows shadow ban. So I don't want to something happen to me and then you won't get access to that stuff at all, because it is very powerful secret societies that want that information just for their self, so that they can study it and uncrack it and uncode it and keep it away from you guys. Very, very, and this is very serious. You could laugh and say, no, she just being dramatic. No, I'm telling you for a fact. And this is what will happen. You will not, that book is out there for free. You could freely download that PDF. If you decide not to, some happen to me, that shit they are going to find a way to remove that from the public sphere and be studying it behind the scenes in secret societies for the next 100, 200 years. They already are doing it, and I'm very aware that they are doing it. They have come to me. I'm telling you, this is they want that information just for themselves, and I'm saying no. This is for the public. This is for the humanity, so that they can undo so that they can crack this matrix, so that they can awaken. That's the simple way of doing it. That's the simple way of saying it. But really, I'm teaching you some high level shit uh, about the processing of the brain and the mind. Because, again, it hasn't hit everybody yet about what's going to break. It's going to hit you. The same thing with Ryan Garcia. Y'all can say he looked crazy now. What happened with Cat Williams, or what happened with all the stuff you be seeing with people just go off the rails and you think, oh, they just went crazy. No, it's going to be millions of you doing that. You won't be saying that too much longer. You won't be judging them people, because it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you. The pineal gland awakening. And it's not going to, I'm going to end it here, because I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video on the Ryan Garcia thing. I want to do a video on it. So I'm about to end this. I'm wishing the best for everyone. Hope you have a great, beautiful weekend. Enjoy yourself. Have some good times. Rest. I just do meditation throughout my day. And by that, I be chilling. So I'm probably going to enjoy me some movies this weekend and chill. Um, and so I hope you guys have a great, 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 great weekend. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye.